Hello, everyone, and this is a very special sort of in-between episode of One Star Cinema. Basically,
it's going to be bitchy.
It's less of an episode and more of a public service announcement.
Yeah, it's
So essentially, people have been asking us, what are we doing now that Netflix is changing its star rating system? So many of you are familiar with the name of our podcast, which is One Star Cinema.
there's
where
like
we rate-
10 of you.
And we love you all.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But we're called One Star Cinema, and we used to say that we rate, we watch 1-star rated movies on Netflix. But Netflix has recently changed their rating system to a thumbs up, thumbs down, and then percentage match system. So basically, how that works is that you can either rate a movie thumbs up or rate a movie thumbs down, and then based on those ratings, they try to match you using a percentage of other things you might enjoy.
Oh my God, I've gone cross-eyed.
Yeah, isn't it so much more complicated than just
that's
stars?
just
Their
easier.
system has always been weird because on different systems, it was not the star rating wasn't based on what you like or don't like. It was based on what's good or what's not good. And then some others, like the Xbox between the Apple, it would be, people like this, so you might like it. Oh, but people who like you like this, so you will like it.
Yeah, they've never
It's
been
confusing.
very clear about
Yeah.
what the stars and
Yeah.
and everybody's had like a sort of their own interpretation of the star rating system. It's like 1 star, obviously dog shit, 1.5, thing like that. But then I've seen there's little memes online of basically anything that isn't 5 stars or full bar bright orange or bright gold. It's like, oh, everything below that's a piece of shit. Now there was some theories on the interweb about why they changed it.
What were they?
Well, one of them
Or
was
at least one.
or at least. Well, no, there were a couple.
There's also been I heard extensive fan fiction written about this because this is a fascinating subject.
Because we know that the
people-
majority of people,
The people
who have
really
Netflix-
want to get into algorithms. That is, I heard that's coming out on Netflix next.
algorithm fan fiction. Oh, think of the marketing opportunities.
It's the next hip hop stars algorithm. It's like Will I Am, but algorithm.
I just think of it. Al, go rhythm.
There you go.
Al, go rhythm. It's like
Yeah.
I'm married
Own
with
it.
children. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, so the theory, before we got off on a tangent there, was that some of the Netflix shows, the original content that they were creating, I don't know if I want to call them all movies or whatever, were getting low ratings, and people were, not watching the bad Netflix original because,
And it's
like
mostly
any
the movie-
content creator,
And it's mostly the movies that were getting the bad. Some of their shows were actually getting.
Yeah, most of the
decent-
shows were good. Yeah.
Most of them.
yeah, exactly. And with any content company, anyone who's making stuff, yes, there's going to be good stuff, there's going to be awful stuff. But they were under the impression that a lot of their new stuff was getting lower ratings, and this was a way to manipulate the system into getting more people, especially when you do a percentage of, oh, this will work. Oh, you would like this. There's an 89% chance you'll like this over something else. That was one theory. Another theory was the fact that, hey, no one really pays attention to the star system, so let's just do, let's just do percentage because everyone's used to percentage now with things like Rotten Tomato and Metacritic and those type
It's
of
not
things.
like there's a podcast out there that bases their whole system around doing it.
Whoa, Jamie! I'm sorry.
I was left out of the press conference.
You're skipping ahead to the fourth theory of why they changed it. All right,
We got to get those sons of
that's
bitches.
exactly right. We're the fourth theory,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, there was the other internet theory that they changed it in spite of us.
Yeah,
because we were driving traffic to their thing, and there's nothing that an online content delivery system hates more than people going to their shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we got offers from HBO to start doing the HBO cinema thing
That's
where
not
we made fun.
That's
but-
not home box office. That was Herbert Offerings. offerings.
Yeah, there we go. That's where he rated potato chips
HBO.
online.
Yeah.
And
We are epics or nothing.
where's my stars app? That's all I want. But yeah, and then there was a little thing because Amy Schumer's special came out, and a bunch of gentlemen or men's rights activists or whatever intentionally put on a bunch of online forums that they were going to just give her 1 star without actually watching it.
Right.
And when it popped up on Netflix,
Which I had the respect for that one to watch it and then give it 1 star.
exactly, I did the same thing. Which brings us
I had the
to
respect to do neither.
Mike's not a big stand-up guy.
Ouch.
And not much of a men's rights activist as well.
okay.
So that's someone hasn't paid their dues.
I'm sorry, I'm not much of an activist unless it's like a pizza activist.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike's not very active.
Yeah. Period.
What?
So that was some people say, which we thought was a little ridiculous, but it leads to an interesting story. So essentially,
Not so much interesting as it is long. So
that's how I define
settle
interesting in my narrative, is as long as it is. So basically, we have a couple different setups here for One Star Cinema. We generally watch our movies through Apple TV, but I also have Xbox and Kindle and all the 900 other devices that you can use to watch that kind of content. So I kind of monitored as they were announcing, I wonder if my star ratings are going to change. So I went through and rated a ton of stuff on Netflix while it was still in the star rating. Because one of the promises they made was that your ratings were not going to change, that whatever you had rated before was going to stand.
It's just like Obamacare. You get your same doctor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was promised.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Netflix is a place you can trust, not the government.
Exactly. So Netflix, a place you can trust. Netflix 2020. So
Their running mate, Hulu.
yeah. So if Netflix is assassinated, Hulu takes over.
The line
Yeah.
of succession. Amazon's hoping.
They get,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
get Secretary of State.
I would totally vote for that fucking ticket.
all the way down to CISO.
And you have to do it at home.
The Secretary of Agriculture.
Yep. At home binge voting. That's what it should be.
Binge voting.
Binge voting. That's the thing. We vote for everything all at once.
Forever.
We sit down while having pizza, and that's it.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, so I was monitoring the Apple TV versus the Xbox. Now, the Xbox got the new rating system first. So I was like, okay, here's a great way to check. I've got my ratings matched up on both. I'll look at the Xbox and I'll look at the Apple TV and see if they lined up. And lo and behold, many of the Netflix original things that I had put 1 star to were now 98%, 99% matches for me. So that was a little disconcerting. I will admit, over the last, couple weeks, it has slowly begun. So it could be just at launch. It just didn't work out right. But we have also noticed that kind of everything has shot up. If you still have star ratings on whatever device you're using to look at Netflix, the star ratings have kind of like leaped forward,
yeah.
and then some of them have completely vanished. Like there's like no stars on movies now. Like this is beyond rating, and so it's an interesting system. And the thumbs up, thumbs down thing doesn't make any sense, really. I've been trying to basically, if it says Netflix original, it's always in the 90 percentile.
And my other
match.
question with a thumbs up, thumbs down, because I haven't really looked at it, is that saying you would recommend it or you wouldn't recommend it, or is it saying you liked it or you didn't like it?
No one knows.
Okay.
No one knows.
So they haven't
exactly
defined
what
it.
means.
They're keeping it vague for
And,
right
well, that's
now,
the thing
so
is
it
that
gets a little.
When are they going to add the third one that it's just the middle finger?
Yeah.
Like,
Where's just the fist that's just like meh?
the sideways
right?
thumb?
I want the meh fist.
Are you
But
talking
that was
about
the whole thing with like the 5-star system. It gave you kind of a range of like,
Exactly.
I didn't hate it, but it was okay. Now it's like love it or hate it. So it's
Well,
a little,
that's the thing is it's like my thought was, is Netflix trying to tap into like the polarization of America to where everybody, you either love something or you fucking despise it?
They're
and
going back
that's
to
it.
the old Roman times.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
it's live or die.
kill him.
That would be amazing if you thumbs down a movie and a lion came out and just like devoured it on your screen. I want.
Wait, would it be the MGM lion?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be. Yes.
Or the shows you have thumbsed up come out in armor and destroy it for you.
Yeah.
Well, we know
slit its
Spartacus would be thumbs up. So
Oh,
they're fine.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
that would be one. I want to see that now.
That someone build that app where if I thumbs down something on Netflix, I get to watch it
What if,
die.
oh my God! What if you, by doing all of that, you could do a gladiatorial ring where your shows you liked were going against it? So Sons of Anarchy would take on Girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jesus.
Unfortunately,
I have
because
a feeling Sons of Anarchy would take them.
but
I don't know. Leah Dunham.
Here's the question, though: is that
She is a
does the
stalwart.
gladiator represent the audience that's actually watching it, or the number? Because if it was like audience versus no, it might be like a Titan girls just like, oh, women, social issues, versus Sons of Anarchy, like, oh, strippers and coke and fun,
And critically acclaimed.
No, I'm talking about it's the casts.
Oh, the
Not-
cast.
Oh, okay,
I mean
because of the cast, I think.
Not the cast, but the characters. Like,
Yeah,
not
well,
the-
then I want
Even the cast, I think, of those two.
No, then I want the cast of the unit to take on the cast of The Wire. That's what I want in a grudge match.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think that would be a cool fight.
Huh.
And it could. And
No,
the problem is
no,
they
no,
would
no,
both have
the
thumbs
unit.
up.
The unit would take out the Wire.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
There are some dope people on The Wire. I'm just saying. You know, they would be a lot like.
I have 2 words for you. Max Martini.
Ah, fuck! You got me there.
Big Bang Theory versus How I Met Your Mother.
That would just be fun. But that's the preliminary gladiatorial event. That's the ones that happen before sunset. Send out
The opening tonight, yeah.
Would it be like 2.5 Men versus 2 Broke Girls?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah. Seinfeld versus Friends.
Oh my God! This is a show. We have to make this
It's
now.
MASH versus Married with Children.
Tonight, Night Court versus Cheers.
Was it Tropic Thunder versus Knight Rider? The boat versus.
Yeah.
Okay, not the
Dukes
movie.
of Hazzard versus Knight Rider.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
There you go. Car-based thing. Similar thing.
I was doing the boats and stuff that could drive themselves.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, no, I get you. Yeah.
So, pulling us back to
I just
what
took
we
it
were
in a
talking.
slightly different.
No,
way.
yours is better. Yours is better.
I don't. Oh, okay, thanks.
Wait, what does this all have to do?
So
with
Netflix ratings. So yeah. So the
Was
question,
that a tangent? Is that what those are called?
I don't know because we're usually watching a
I know.
screen at this
to
point.
bring us back to.
to bring us back to the reality.
Oh my
of
God! I don't
what
want
it
to see
is
our
we're talking-
podcast without a movie.
Yeah. What is our podcast without a movie?
Wow, we all just took a
It's
moment to
just
think about that.
Star. 1 star. But so the ultimate question is, because we haven't gotten to why we're doing this episode yet, is because people have asked us, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to change the name of the podcast? Are you going to change the name? Or how are you going to change this horrible, awfully important aspect of American culture that is going to redefine your brand? And the answer is, we ain't changing shit. So
Go fuck yourself.
exactly. So the name
Once
of the,
you have a successful name and
Yeah.
people know us,
we're going to rely on our established brand recognition.
We're like BP.
Exactly. That's the thing. You may see some new brand, like we may incorporate the new thumbs up, thumbs down in our icons and branding and that kind of stuff on our website or whatever. But it's always going to be 1 Star Cinema. You may notice that I start changing the intro where I start saying the worst rated movies on Netflix instead of 1 star rated movies on Netflix, or roughly 1
And we
star
do
rated.
take the time. We look at the movie, then we look at some of the websites that will define what a show ratings.
Yeah,
are.
Yes.
this change has required us to do more fucking work, which is kind of a detriment.
which
because
I don't appreciate.
Yeah, there would be a strongly
I
worded
did
letter.
not start a podcast to do something.
But we are checking out the movies on things like Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic, if we can even find, because some of the
IMDb,
movies we have,
like some of
IMDb,
the-
Yeah, generally, if we can't find them on Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic, that's a good sign for us.
Exactly. So you may see movies pop up where you're like, well, I've got 5 stars on my, Android phone on this one. And it's like, well, because Netflix just wants you to watch it. It's either lying
And if
to
you ever want to contest a movie that we watched, screw you.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You can contest it. We're not going to acknowledge it.
We've already done it. Like, it's already done. We're not going to undo the episode.
Exactly. And the other thing, too, is
What's done is done. That's the 1 star. 1 star cinema. What's done is done.
just like our careers.
No, that's what's over is over.
We haven't done anything in our careers.
But this is also the flip side of it. The positive side is now it's kind of opened up a brand new set of movies, because there were movies that we deliberately didn't do because they were like 2 stars, 2.5, and we were like, oh, that looks so good. but a bunch of buddies got together and all uprated it. Now now we are going to have access to those kind of movies. So now, if you want to recommend a movie to us or send us a movie, Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, whatever, just shoot it to us. We will take a look.
A lot of them, it's the movies you may not have watched unless you were listening to this podcast.
Exactly.
Is another great way to look at it.
Yeah, and these are the movies that, as we said, if you go through like our poster gallery, which is slowly taking over its own part of the internet at the moment. It's just getting so gigantic. And like if there was ever, even though it's their advertising, if there was ever a copyright claim, we're going to have so many instances. It'd be well, you owe us $10,000 per instance. Well, 60 billion. But
That's when we're heading to Mexico and do it from there. in sunny Cabo.
Uno Cinco Cinema. I don't know.
That's 5-star.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Uno Cinco. That's 15.
We're going to last long in Mexico. We're going to be great.
a long run for that spin-off podcast.
Hola.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Exactly. So,
Biblioteca está aquí.
but yeah, so don't hesitate in sending us movie selections or choices or whatever. We will now actually have to research them and take a look. But, we're still going to have great stuff from The Asylum. We're still going to have great stuff from Voltage. And
Great stuff from Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage will never fail us.
No.
Steven Seagal and Nicolas Cage can keep this podcast going for the next
They will
decade.
never fail us by ever succeeding.
Well, they
Nicolas
succeed in
Cage is going to
creating
bonk your
9
heads together.
I jest because I love.
And with an occasional, alley-oop from Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh, yeah.
And Danny Trejo just jumping
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
on the assist every now and then for that. Oh, look,
Mickey Rourke.
he's the white knight savior
Yeah.
who rides in.
Basically,
He is the writers of Rohan of bad movies. He comes at dawn on the third
Is he
day.
the opposite of like The Rock? You know how The Rock is sequel steroids? Like
Yes.
Mickey Rourke is the downer.
Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute, Mickey Rourke's in this? Oh, we're definitely watching it now. Goes without saying.
You had me at Rourke.
He's like Don Cheadle in reverse. You add him to a movie to make it worse.
I think they're the reverse in more than just that way.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And there we go.
No, I
right?
didn't. Oh,
Oh. So the point is, we're not changing the name.
But yeah, we're not changing the name. We're not changing the podcast. We're not making any massive changes. So
but if you do
hopefully-
have any other questions,
Yes.
please, we do want to make sure you guys understand.
Yes,
what's going
please hit us up at One Star Podcast on Twitter, Facebook.com/One Star Podcast. If this is your first episode to listen to, please don't judge us by this. This is not what we do on this podcast. We just wanted to make, as Jamie said, a public service announcement about what we were going to do with this podcast now that the Netflix rating system has changed and is slowly going to start getting rolled out amongst all of their different platforms. So, does anybody else have any final words to add to run us out for the...
I have this dictionary that I'd like to read from.
I have To Kill a Mockingbird.
Good. Well, do them simultaneously, and I will shut off your microphones. So,
Have you guys ever read The Great Gatsby? Because I have a copy.
it's the one you keep with you.
There's a reference for that one.
There you go.
Yeah, that was Andy Kaufman.
It was Andy Kaufman. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, go. Way to go. Oh, good. Good. Just trying to educate the youth.
Yeah.
I know. All right.
And like Andy Kaufman, we're going to keep it tight and direct, and just the most, normal comedy you're going to ever
All
hear.
right.
yeah. Is that it?
Is that it? Are we done? Can we punch out of this fucking thing? I'm tired. It makes me nervous to look at your faces while you're talking. I just want you to know that. All right. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being the audience of One Star Cinema. We love you all so much. And please keep enjoying these.
No, keep enjoying.
Keep enjoying
life.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Keep enjoying these awful, awful movies.
And be courage.
And my ex.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.